Conspiracy theorist, sheep. Conspiracy theorist, sheep. How could you betray me like that? I can't believe it. Well, that's an example, folks, of how you obviously don't want to do hard conversations. But if you'd like to learn how to do them better, please stick around. So, greetings, everybody. I'm Dr. Lucille, and this is my YouTube channel, Dr. Lucille on Relationships. And my mission is to help people, both individually and collectively, heal from all of the relationship wounding that we've undergone over the past 5 years so that we can come together and create a world full of harmony and peace, and maybe even experience unconditional love. So today, I'm going to be tackling the subject of the hard conversations, which, believe you me, it's very rare to find people who know how to do this well. I certainly am still practicing, and I would, love to know what your experiences have been with trying to do hard conversations. Now, say you're in a position right now in your life where, you really are longing to mend fences with people that were very important to you, and you keep procrastinating, you are scared, you're afraid of creating a big conflict. Well, welcome to the club, because we were never taught how to do the hard conversations. So let's dive in and find out what is a good way to deal with hard conversations. So I break it down into an acronym, I.S.L.L. I stands for intention, S for safety, L for listening, and L for letting go. Now, we want to start with intention because sometimes we are just thrown into a situation where emotions explode and we're totally hijacked by it. Or we already intend to have a conversation, but we're so ungrounded in our own pain and in our own anger, fear, etc., that we are easily abducted and we go into battle rather than have a conversation. So being intentional is really important. It's your strategy, your intent to do it the way you want to do it, not the way your emotions are pushing you to do it. Intention would be something like, I want to understand why we just fell apart, why our relationship just fell apart. I want to understand. I want to see if we can make a bridge, a heartfelt bond again. I want to ensure that whatever happens in this conversation, we do not get into a battle. An intention that would make you go sideways would be, I need that person to acknowledge me, validate my feelings, hear me, and agree that I was right all along. Sorry, you're going to create another war between the two of you. Your intentions have to be solidly about creating something positive and constructive between the two of you. Understanding is a wonderful intention because it has nothing to do with who's right, who's wrong. And it will lead you to be calmer. Once you have your intentions set, it will help you to be a little calmer going into the conversation. So that's the I, that's the intention. Then we have S. S is for safety. These hard conversations are hard because they do tend to trigger our emotions so easily. And we want to declare up front that we are not a threat to the other person. We want to continue the conversation in such a manner that we can be relatively relaxed. That's the best position to be in, to have a heart-to-heart. So safety would sound something like, you know, my dear friend, I've missed you over these last 5 years. And I really would love to be able to have a talk with you, have a conversation to see if we can mend our fences and come back together again and be the good friends that we once were. And so I invite you into this conversation with me. So you can use whatever words you want to create that safety, but you're coming at it from an angle of, if somebody was approaching you for a hard conversation, how would you feel reassured that they're not there to set up a battle? What would make you feel safe to just talk? And so the next piece is listening. That's the L, listening. And listening is a very active activity. It is not simply about sitting back and passively letting the words flow over you. It is about active attempt to understand. And you have to be active on two fronts, right? One is you want to understand what the person is saying to you, but you also want to be aware of what reactions you are having. You're listening inwardly, and you're taking your emotional temperature. You know, you're thinking, okay, something they're saying is making me feel angry right now. And you want to set that aside for a moment. You want to refocus back on the conversation. And when something does trigger you in the conversation as you're listening, you do not want to go in for the attack. How dare you say that to me? I was so good to you, la, 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 la. You want to be objective, you want to clarify, and you want to summarize what you think you've heard, right? So it would sound like, all right, I think I'm hearing you say that you felt that I distanced myself from you. Would I be correct in that? And then you just listen to the clarification or the explanation. Again, without thinking, oh my God, I've got to get in there and prove that she's wrong or he's wrong and I'm right. No, you're simply getting the lay of the land. You're simply uncovering what has been going on for that person. And so that you can understand where things went wrong and where there may be opportunities to heal the wounding and the misunderstandings. Now, the last L is letting go. You've listened very carefully. You have agreement that what the person has said to you is indeed, what they meant. And of course, you're going to do the same in terms of expressing yourself to the other person, and hopefully they will listen with the same active caring that you did. But in the end, it's really about letting go of the outcome, that beautiful Buddhist philosophy, which is basically that we are all autonomous beings on our own journey, and whatever we may think of the other person's journey, we are here to respect and honor that. So at the end of this conversation, you stand back and you may make a statement like, I hope that this conversation has helped us both feel like we can rebuild our relationship. But if the other person turns around and says, I'm sorry, I just don't feel it. I really don't feel that there's anything more here between us. Then you take your broken heart and you go away and you heal it on your own. You do not continue to cling, to argue, anything. You respect the other person's autonomy, their choices in going their way, whatever is right for them, whether you agree with it or not. You part company in peace. So again, the 4 factors that you want to take into consideration here are your intention, your creating safety, listening actively, and letting go of the outcome. You can use this formula for any hard conversation. You can use it when you're trying to talk to your teenager whom you are afraid may be doing drugs. You're coming not from a place of accusation, criticism, attempt to control, but more from a place of help me to understand what's going on for you. This kind of formula can really help people open up in a surprising way. Because you know what? Most people have a desire to be heard and seen. And once those criteria are met, you'd be surprised how much love can come in between the two of you, how much vulnerability, how much revealing of things that you never knew were being experienced by the two of you. So I would invite you to consider, maybe if you're really wanting to have that hard conversation with whomever, that you think about these 4 factors and you try to work them into how you do that hard conversation. Now, the benefit of doing this, even if it doesn't work out in the end, even if you don't come together and bond and fix and heal the relationship, the benefit is you will know that you tried. You will come away with no regret. You will not be, at the end of your life thinking, oh, if only I had just extended a hand. And that's a beautiful unburdening just in and of itself. Another benefit is that you are planting a seed. Even though in the conversation, it didn't go the way you wanted, you may be surprised by how people can step away and start thinking about what went on, and maybe even reconsidering their position, maybe even softening their hearts so that they come back to you and say, you know what? I'd like to have that conversation again. So if you have found anything of benefit in this video, I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear about how you have handled or even mishandled these hard conversations. I certainly know I have mishandled them amazingly badly, but still in there trying. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you're so moved to, please leave a like and share for anybody that you think might enjoy this content, and subscribe. So I am so happy that you're here, and I so look forward to seeing you in the next video.